Okay, hey guys, and welcome back to Chris Flies Planes. And today this will be the first episode of our World Tour series in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The plan is to fly around the world, very simply. I want to visit as many interesting places, as many interesting airfields, fly as many interesting flights, and see as many interesting sights as I can. We are starting, of course, in Raf Leuchars on the east coast of Scotland, our favourite airbase. And for this first leg, we will be flying the F-22 Raptor by Iris Simulations, my favourite plane thus far to fly. The plan, however, will be to fly a load of different planes and just experience flight sims as much as we can. So, without any further ado, let's get this baby started up. So, APR is set to auto, alt flaps are centered, your trim is centered, interior lights are set to day, and these are all fine. Exterior lights, bang them on anti-collision, lights are off, tanks are all, AAR is closed, AAR lighting is off. Hook is up, parking brake is set, turn these lights to taxi, master arm is safe, landing gear is down and locked, generators are off, auxiliary generator is on and guarded, and APU is armed. And then battery is off, all of this stuff doesn't matter, it's not modelled anyway. Let's get oxygen on auto and the onboard oxygen system on to on. Alright, so let's get the battery on. And left and right generators are on. And start the APU. Okay, this is such a beautiful noise. Before we do anything else, I just want to make sure we've got the external fuel tanks fitted. And while we're here, let's just very quickly get the MMD on topographer and get these guys on here as well. Beautiful. Alright, so let's get the left engine started. You can see we have the flight plan loaded today. First waypoint 77 nautical miles. I think the flight in total is in the region of 400, 500 nautical miles. We are flying up to Vagar Airport on the Faroe Islands. It's tiny little islands owned by Denmark, just to the north of Scotland, between here and Iceland, which will be our second leg of the journey. So that's the left engine started. Let's get the right engine going. And let's get that menu bar hidden while we're here. As soon as we have the right engine started, we can kill the APU, the auxiliary power unit, and stop that horrible, horrible noise. Okay, that'll do nicely. So, let me very quickly pull up the ATC window and let's request taxi for a north departure. Okay. No idea whether that works or not, but let's get rolling. So, notice this FSX is looking a little bit better than normally when I play it. We have Orbx installed with the Orbx Scotland pack, which is where we are obviously. I also have a freeware version of the Faroe Islands installed, just to sort out the mesh. It's not as refined as Orbx, but Orbx was not covering the Faroe Islands, and it looked bloody terrible. So we have got a freeware version of Faroe Islands installed, and it looks half decent. We're flying at dusk tonight. It's a really nice time to fly. So hopefully it won't look too bad. I'm hoping we can get to the runway from down here. Because I don't think the ATC was working, I haven't been able to get my progressive taxi arrows, so I'm just going to guess which way to go. So I hope you're all doing okay. Apologies for not putting out any videos in a couple of weeks. I've been extremely busy, extremely tired, and in the last few days extremely sore. And I just haven't been in the mood for downloading videos. But anyway, I'm going to get back on it now. I'm going to start trying to put out at least 2 or 3 videos a week, starting today. I've got some fun ones lined up as well. Got some fun planes to fly, some fun flights to fly. So basically for now I'm going to keep the channel fairly simple, so it's mostly going to be a mix of the World Tour and me doing just spotlights on various planes, maybe some low-level flying like the Mach loop we flew and the flight over through the Alps. But yeah, mostly we're just going to be flying about. Might eventually add some DCS to the channel, maybe some space sims, but just want to get into the swing of it for the time being.
Approaching 27.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to be departing west, which is not too bad for the flight plan. My plan today is to fly high and fast. So let's just get lined up for this takeoff, and then I'll have a talk about why I'm doing this.
27 flaps, flaps.
Okay. And power to full. Let's go for a full afterburner takeoff. Let's just throw straight at the sky here. Let's get the gear up. Bang! See Scotland rapidly departing in the rearview mirror there. I love this jet. So let's just roll her out of this. Okay, baby, okay. And there we go. So I've got us up to 10,000 nice and fast. Let's get a little speed going. Let's just start turning over towards our heading. So I want to be climbing up to around 50 to 60,000 feet today. Reason being, this plane can genuinely handle it. So we're going to be going into Super Cruise on our journey over to the Faroe Islands, just to keep things nice and fast. What this means is we are going to be travelling over the speed of sound for quite a while. And that is definitely a lot easier at higher altitudes. So we're going to be climbing up to hopefully about 60 thou. You can see Scotland behind us, starting to look more and more tiny. It's absolutely beautiful in Orbx. So we're still climbing at around 25 degrees, just passing 30 thou. The speed that this thing ascends is just immense. Passing through the top layer of cloud there at about 40,000. Alright, I'll start leveling it down. I'm just going to bring the power back and just pull her over to the fuel tab, make sure we didn't burn. No, we're totally fine there. Probably power up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to start leveling her out here. I think we are at a good height there. So, let's get autopilot locked in. Just lock in on my heading as well. And here we're going to be locking her in at Mach. The aim is going to be Mach 1.2 for the time being. See how stunnery the scenery looks. And how beautiful it is at this time of day as well to be flying. So in game we're at around 8:30, which actually isn't a million miles away from real life for me right now. The plan we're going to be flying, see if I can zoom you guys out far enough to see it. So we're going to be flying up over Scotland, over Inverness, our first waypoint, and then up over to Sternaway, and then finally departing off into the North Sea for our little journey over to the Faroe Islands. So just make sure everything's okay here. Yeah, the lights off now, we don't need those on. Everything's fine there. Just get a little bit of console lighting on. A bit of flood lighting, beautiful. Okay, well, so this is going to be us for a little bit of time now, so I am going to kick back, relax, let the autopilot fly. Okay guys, we are now ready to start our descent. We're about 5 minutes from our waypoint over the Faroe Islands, up in the North Sea, flying around 50,000 feet, and we're going to start a descent down, just so you guys and me can see a little bit more of the Faroe Islands. So let's disable our autopilots, and let's start flying this thing down. So I'm going to aim to hold around a 10,000 feet per minute descent. It's going to be just up here a wee bit. There we go. Get her all trimmed in there. go. So we're about 9 o'clock in-game time. Beautiful time of day to be flying, as you can see. Let's just maintain our downward composure here. Just going to aim for this little island off our nose. Our actual landing point is going to be on the main island just to the north of that, over to the west hand side. It's a pretty interesting approach to Vagar actually. It's a very peculiar runway, as you'll see when we get down there. Definitely makes for a slightly challenging approach. Okay, just passing 3,500 pretty rapidly. There we go. Just trim my nose down a little bit as well, give my hands a break. There we go. So guys, by all means let me know how you felt about that little musical interlude we had there. I haven't done it in one of my videos yet. I know it's kind of a few guys do it. So yeah, let me know how you feel about that. Just get our nose up a wee bit here. We're descending a wee bit faster than I'd like. So most of the textures you're seeing here are Orbx, but as we get over to the Faroe Islands, this is actually just a freeware scenery add-on that I found. It's beautifully detailed, very well modelled. My frame rates take a bit of a dump when we get there, but you know, it happens. You can see like boats modelled off the coast. Lots of like cute little villages. You can imagine like little fishing villages along the rivers. Yeah, it's just beautiful, beautifully modelled. Certainly a lot better than the base game handles of Faroe Islands. Just throttle back a little bit more here as we are really starting to shift. Certainly looks like a beautiful little place. Can't say I know much about the Faroe Islands, but benefit from gaining a wee bit of altitude here. Let's actually point ourselves at the next waypoint. We should line us up into Vagar fairly well. We're going to head up to around 2000 feet, 2000 feet. Just for our approach altitude there. Trying to hold it fairly steady around there. Okay, 15 nautical miles from our next waypoint. We'll start our left turn into our final approach to Vagar Airport. I think we're going to be landing on runway, I think it's maybe runway 31. Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. Might be 33. Let's get those down a wee bit there. I believe this town you can see off to our left here is Torshaven, which is one of the main towns in Faroe Islands, I believe. Also one of the main reasons for my frame rate taking a massive dump right now. It's very well detailed. We'll be kind of doing a rough fly past of it. Maybe even a fly over actually. And there we go, is our waypoint over towards our final approach. Just make sure we keep our nose up there. See that little valley just off our nose, just about now. That is where we're going to be landing. We're just going to fly a little bit past our intended waypoint. And start slowing down here. See if I zoom in here. Might be able to see it, maybe. It's just out of the way. Those pylons there, that is the start of our runway. So let's get ourselves lined up. Just going to go nice and hard round here and then fly back round to the right. Keep an eye on our speed while we're doing so. You can see the landing lights now. Nice and lined up here. So a quick zoom in, have a look at that. Not quite lined up. So again, let's just take her a wee bit over to the left. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be runway 33, so let's try and get roughly on that bearing. gear down. Beautiful.
Flaps. Flaps. Approaching 3-1.
Juice going, come on.
Unstable. Unstable.
You're unstable, love. Okay, I'd really like to be a little bit more lined up with this runway right now. Let's bring it back around. Okay, as always, it's going to be a little bit of a hairy landing, but makes no difference to us. Let's get our nose nice and flared up, and beautiful. Straight onto the brakes. I know from experience that the taxiways on this runway are a little bit early. There is no taxiways past them.
2,000 feet remaining.
Okay, there we go, guys. So that was the first leg in our Round the World tour. That was from Raf Leuchars on the east coast of Scotland, just by St Andrews, over to Vagar Airport in the Faroe Islands, just to the north, roughly north-northwest of Scotland, little set of islands owned by Denmark. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, by all means hit a like. Also, if you've just stumbled upon this, by all means subscribe. I'm currently, my goal is to hit 100 subscribers. We are at 35 right now, so it would be massively appreciated if you did. And in the meantime, have fun, fly safe, and I will see you guys next time.